Hey there YouTube, Wrestling Optimus here, back with another action figure review. It's the fallout from All Out, and holy shit, that was, in my opinion, the greatest pro wrestling pay-per-view ever. Yes, even better than WrestleMania X7. And here's the kicker, I'm a die-hard AEW fan, but even I had to admit they were in serious danger of becoming the promotion that overpromised, then underdelivered. Until this past Sunday. Simply put, All Out was a perfect show. And unlike previous events, AEW finally came through in the clutch, managing to pull off 3 massive debuts in a single night, seemingly without incident. That was on top of a pay-per-view which already featured something for literally every fan base. We got brawling, Japanese strong style, a celebration of Mexican culture, high-flying lucha libre, a hardcore cage match, a battle royale, Chris Jericho's greatest hits, and mainstream veterans putting over rising young stars. Coupled with arguably the hottest crowd I've ever seen, and the end result was a legendary pro wrestling event that will surely go down in history amongst the greatest of all time. Thank you AEW for giving us something so incredible. As for me, sorry I wasn't able to review the show. Life got in the way and I didn't have time. Even worse, Danny got a perfect score and retained his undisputed Pickle Championship. Someone will have to take him down soon because he's becoming insufferable with that belt. But anyway, it's still Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Time for AEW Dynamite on TNT. There are so many stories coming from All Out, it's hard to believe they'll all fit in 2 hours of TV. Chief among them is the fact that with all his new acquisitions, Tony Khan is just one Infinity Stone away from becoming Pro Wrestling Thanos. And even if that's not Bray Wyatt, the IWC is abuzz with rumors about Kevin Owens' contract status, so who knows what the future has in store. For now, we've got a pretty awesome episode of Dynamite to check out, but first, if you're new here, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more pro wrestling and action figure content. Now, we're headed into my custom arena, so for a recap and review, let's take it over to the action figures. Dynamite opens with Malachi Black vs. Dustin Rhodes as the Dutch Enigma continues working his way through the Nightmare family, likely on a collision course with Cody. The Natural puts up a good fight, but falls to a spinning back heel kick just like everyone else. Your new AEW Tag Team Champions, the Lucha Brothers, cut a promo saying they literally bled for the belts and challenge any team willing to suffer to try and take them. Eddie Kingston and Miro cut dueling promos where Eddie accuses the Redeemer of cheating in their match at All Out. Now that's one rematch I wouldn't mind seeing. CM Punk continues putting over Darby Allin along with Cincinnati's own Jon Moxley and Brian Pillman Jr. before he's interrupted by Taz. From the commentary desk, filling in for Excalibur, Taz points out that Punk recently mentioned his guys on social media and warns them to keep their names out of his mouth. But instead, Punk challenges every member of Team FTW with Taz's own catchphrase, "Beat me if you can, survive if I let you." After beating FTR last week, Proud and Powerful cut a promo calling out the entire tag team division just like the Lucha Brothers did earlier. Hey, maybe they could fight each other, just saying. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, interrupts Ruby Soho ahead of her match with Jamie Hayter later tonight. Ruby claims she helped Baker break into the industry before the dentist gets in a sick jab about the Runaways' time in WWE. specifically catering. Back in the ring, Powerhouse Hobbs beats Dante Martin with a massive spinebuster, much to the delight of Taz. Dan Lambert with Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page cuts another promo about how he hates millennials and laments chants of AEW, AEW, AEW. After losing to Best Friends on the buy-in pre-show, Matt Hardy threatens to cut Orange Cassidy's hair. His response? Whatever. Unlike CM Punk, MJF tears into Cincinnati and the entire Midwest before going after the Pillman family at ringside. That brings out Bryan Jr. in a Bengals jersey to defend them and his hometown. But unfortunately, Wardlow takes out him and his tag team partner Griff Garrison when he tries to make the save. Next, Ruby Soho takes on Jamie Hayter, who reminds me a lot of Toni Storm. After a decent match, Ruby wins with the former Riot Kick before getting jumped by Britt Baker afterwards. Thankfully, Riho and Chris Statlander make the save. Backstage, Anna Jay attempts to repair a divided Dark Order, but even her return might not be enough at this point. Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, and John Silver take on the Pinnacle next in trios action, where tensions continue to run high, costing Dark Order the match. When 5, 10, and Colt Cabana join a post-match melee, Anna and Ty Conti can only watch on helplessly from the ramp. Tully Blanchard teases a potential match with Sting in the near future. As long as they can do it safely, I might actually want to see that. The Varsity Blondes are in the trainer's room when Brian Pillman Jr. reveals that he'll face MJF at Arthur Ashe Stadium for AEW Grand Slam, when suddenly the Acclaimed walk in with an announcement of their own. Turns out, Brian Pillman will take on Max Caster this Friday on Rampage.
Hey!
Max Caster's
Back!
Out come the Elite. The Young Bucks claim they're going to get back the tag team titles. Adam Cole threatens Tony Schiavone for getting too close with Britt Baker, and Kenny says he hates interruptions. Just in time to be interrupted by Bryan Danielson. Omega refuses to fight him, but Bryan says that's just because Kenny knows he's not on the American Dragon's level. The rest of the Elite jump Danielson before Jurassic Express, Christian Cage, and Frankie Kazarian make the save and predictably team up on poor Brandon Cutler. In the main event, Jon Moxley slugs it out with Japanese legend Minoru Suzuki. If you know anything about these two, then you know exactly what kind of match this was. Fittingly, Suzuki gets busted open hard way before falling to the paradigm shift. Mox heads into the crowd and celebrates with his hometown fans to close out the show. This was another great episode of Dynamite. You don't need me to tell you that. So all I'm gonna say is AEW has made it one hell of a time to be a pro wrestling fan. Alright, that'll do it for AEW Dynamite on TNT. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Hopefully I'll be able to do an unboxing video this weekend. Otherwise, I should be back next week with another review of Dynamite. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you do all that normal YouTube stuff. Smash the like button, share with any wrestling or action figure fans you may know, subscribe to the channel, and spread the word. You can also talk to me over on Twitter at WrestlingOptimus, or see all my best figure photography over on Instagram at WrestlingOptimus. If you haven't seen my very incorrect predictions from All Out, you can check those out right here. But until next time, I've been Wrestling Optimus, and I'll catch you later.